Good morning, everybody.
Can I look at this? You got crumbs all over it.
Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown. This week featuring Wake up, wake up. Can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, September 17th. Thank you for waking up in Provincetown with us.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the show today?
So we have a really exciting show today. We have Daniel Shevlin coming in for a performance accompanied by Lance Horn. Who else?
Paul Rizzo, local artist and love of ours, has his solo show opening tonight at the 411 Gallery from 7 to 9. Paul has a solo show every fall at the 411, in addition to the group show that he does earlier in the summer with the other artists there, like Pete Hawking and Liz Carney.
And then we also have Zach Oren coming in for an interview to talk about his show Ides of Gender at the Cuss Gallery.
Lots of art this autumn.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was great. I mean, I'm in my post-Labor Day bliss. I'm just enjoying every moment. That moment where you realize that crisp fall air is here to stay.
Yeah.
You know, like that hot summer moment we're just past it.
I don't know. I mean, it was like 80 degrees on Wednesday.
It was?
Yeah.
Were you at the beach?
No?
No boy beach orgy this Wednesday, huh? Why not?
I had things to do.
What were their names?
I don't call them things, or I try not to at least. Once everything settles down, you're like, for me, it's like I have this like sense of relief that like I'm not working as much because it slows down this much. But then I'm like, oh, there's all the things I haven't done for 4 months.
Like what? Open mail?
Pay all the parking tickets I got over the summer.
Did you get a lot of parking tickets?
I got 3.
How? Don't you have a townie sticker?
I don't.
Why?
Because clearly I'm not good at things. I am paying my last 4 months of tickets now.
I know, I haven't opened a single piece of mail since June, and I know there's bills in there, including medical ones. But this is the way I look at that. If Outer Cape can send me a medical bill for something that happened a year ago, I can pay it a year from now. Is that right?
I don't think so.
Why do they get to wait, but I have to do it right away? That's not fair. Why should it affect my credit? It should affect their credit. Outer Cape.
Yeah, you tell them. Tear them to shreds.
What did you do this week?
I had a really fun week. Last Friday, I did something I rarely do, which is leave Provincetown.
Where'd you go?
All the way to Truro.
North Truro or Truro proper?
I'm fairly certain it's like the northest of North Truro.
It's basically Provincetown.
Yeah, I had dinner at Terra Luna, which is somewhere that I had never eaten before. Mark Adams highly recommended it to me. He said they had a really great chicken parm. Unfortunately, they didn't have a chicken parm on the menu, but that's okay.
What did you have?
I had this dish. It was really delicious, but we sat at this weird table that was very dark, and the dish I got had chicken and garlic in it, and there were whole cloves of garlic, and I couldn't see well enough to tell them apart.
Were you on a date?
I was not on a date.
How many people were at dinner?
One other person.
That's a date.
Sure, it was a
he
date.
having the garlic dish too?
I did run it by him first.
Okay.
Yeah. But because they were whole cloves of garlic, everybody took, I was like, is it going to be chicken or garlic? And there were a few bites where it was like 2 cloves of garlic in my mouth.
But they're like soft and roasted, right?
Yeah, it was delicious, yeah. Have you ever been there before?
I have been there before. I tried to go last night, but I went to the website just to make sure they were open, and they call the fans of the restaurant Terra Lunatics. Which is like, listen up, Terra Lunatics, we're closed tonight because I don't know if that's the voice of the guy that owns the restaurant or not. It was like, we're closed tonight because we're catering so-and-so and so-and-so's wedding in Wellfleet. We'll see you Friday. He's like a shock jock radio host.
Right.
And an owner of a restaurant in Truro, I guess.
But it was fantastic. I would highly recommend heading out there.
Oh, yeah. No, I love it there. It's like super cute and it's distinctive.
It's funny, you cross over the Provincetown line and like having dinner, I was looking around and I was like, these people are very Truro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truish.
Yeah.
As Jeremy likes to say.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, remember?
Cute.
People from Truro are Truish.
Right, yeah. I actually was heading to his house for a little get-together afterwards.
With your friend that wasn't on a date with you?
Sure.
Is that friend still in town?
No, I mean this week I know I mentioned a week or two ago that I sent my first friend away, Mikey Bukaram, and it's like that first friend is always like it's like always a shock. You're like, oh my god, that's happening already. But this past week it like really piled on. I dropped 2 of my friends off at the ferry this week for some tearful goodbyes.
Was it tearful?
Sure. Yeah.
You cried, didn't you?
No.
As much as you cried at work on Tuesday?
I didn't cry at work on Tuesday. I feel like tears have to fall out of your eyes to call it crying. I resisted crying.
Feel the feelings, Harrison.
Nah.
When you say goodbye to somebody that you love, it's okay to feel sad about that.
Someone I love.
Yeah, you don't love your friends?
I do. I really do love my friends. You're
Good.
right. You're
you
right.
should
You're right,
love
you're
your
right.
friends.
Yeah.
The more love, the better. There's not enough love in the world. That's why people are so angry all the time.
That's true.
Feel more love. Express it. Share it with others.
You do that as well.
And
Bob.
not just at a boy beach orgy, but like in normal times
Sure.
too. Good.
That sounds great.
Good.
Yeah.
Feel the feels.
Then Monday was really fun too. Me and Bob hosted trivia here. Trivia is kind of becoming even more fun as it becomes more townies coming. So you like kind of know everyone in the audience, which is always a lot of fun. If you want to come hang out with us for trivia, email Trevor@ptownbrewco.com to make a reservation. We're still doing it outside as the weather permits, so it's super COVID safe if you're a little stressed about that. It's a lot of fun.
Can we talk about COVID safety for a minute?
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends and family flying and driving and busing and boating into town in October for a special event.
What special event? Share the love, Bob.
I'm getting married.
Ah!
Look, are you surprised?
Who's
up,
the
you
lucky
man.
guy?
His name's Peter Sullivan.
Peter.
He's watching the show, I think, probably, hopefully.
Peter.
And so, it's a wedding, so you have to kind of tell people, having a lot of people in a room is sort of sketchy and dangerous these days during a pandemic, but Provincetown is a mostly, almost entirely vaccinated community, and I think that we have told the true story of what happened here in July when there was that outbreak, and how, due to the fact that we are a mostly vaccinated community, there were 0 deaths from that massive, there were like 900 cases from that outbreak. No one died, 7 hospitalizations, like basically 893 people who were not that sick because they had been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, I just want to remind everybody that if you follow the science and if you are vaccinated, it will help make your life easier, I think, in this difficult time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that somebody who's coming from far away, who watches a lot of cable news, should challenge somebody who has lived through this for 2 years. I had somebody close to me being like, well, if you're all, why do I have to come to your wedding vaccinated? Because, I can just wear a mask and socially distance. Isn't that what the science says? I'm like, sure, Jan. Why are you waving at me? Huh?
Hi.
Oh. Sure, Jan. But also, I hate to belabor this point, but I had COVID in March of 2020. I had a fever for 10 days. I lived through this. I watched the outbreak happen in July. I know what I'm talking about because I'm experiencing it and living through it daily in my own personal life. I'm not watching it on TV. I'm not hearing about it. I'm living in it. So, just listen to me.
I love our new segment, Bob tears someone to shreds.
But never by name. His name's not Jan.
Oh, I thought it was Jan.
No, his name is not Jan.
Their name?
They. Anyhow.
What were we talking about? Oh, Monday.
Yeah,
Trivia.
I had just had a little off-campus lunch myself on
Where'd
Monday.
you go?
I took David, Rowley, and Rick to the Beachcomber
Oh, cute.
because they had never been there before. They wanted to go the previous Monday, but it was closed due to a staff party, which they didn't know until they showed up at the door in Wellfleet. They drove all the way from Provincetown to Wellfleet only to find out that the lunch place they wanted to go to was closed.
They're like, great, there's so much parking.
Well, also, one of the staff members was like, we're closed for a private event. And then when I brought them there this past Monday, my friend who works there was like, I think that was me that yelled at them. Will you please apologize for me? I was like, she's not really like that. And they were like, well, that was our impression of her. Or
I feel
them.
If you get screamed at by a restaurant employee in the beginning of September on the Outer Cape, let it roll off your back. It's about them, it's not about you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's often the case. Whenever anybody's snapping at me, I'm like, that's about you, that's not about me.
That's what
Try not to take
that's what
personally.
Bob tells himself as he goes through the world, just
Being yelled at by everybody. I'm like, that's about
yelling
you.
at
That's about
people,
you.
being
That's about
rude
you.
to people.
That's
He's
about
like, that's on them. After trivia, I went over to Showgirls. It was the final Showgirls of the year, which you know what that means. Showgirl of the Year and the Showgirl Awards. It was,
you. Who was the showgirl of the year?
yeah, Delta Miles. Yeah, she was super incredible. She did a Judy Garland number and sang live, and it really blew my mind. She was so incredible. She sounded almost exactly like Judy. And then we were lucky enough that after she got announced as Miss Showgirl of the Year, that she did another performance as Judy, so we got 2 Judy numbers from her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, she's so talented. We tried to get her on the show today to celebrate her win as Showgirl of the Year, but I think she skipped town.
Yeah. She got her money and was out.
Yeah. Cashed in some of those Delta miles. First class ticket out of here. Lady, we'll see you next summer, or maybe
Yeah.
this Christmas.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see you soon, ASAP.
Yeah. There was another pageant this week, too.
Wait, we'll get there. I'm not done yet.
Oh.
Showgirls was a ton of fun, and what's really special about the last Showgirls is that people really turned it out. Bang had a really incredible number. Joao sang to promo his show this coming Friday.
Weren't you in it?
No.
You didn't help somebody with their number?
No, that's the other pageant you
We're not
wanted to
talking
talk
about that yet.
I know. But it was really great. And like the closing of that show is always Penny Champagne doing her really incredible Stevie Nicks number with everyone being a walking fire hazard, which was so much fun. Yeah, that was my first time actually experiencing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
It really was. I was doing trivia while they did it last year. Remember
Right.
they did it last year? Was that Town Hall or the library?
It was in front of Town Hall.
Yeah. But it really was as magical as you always say it is.
See?
Yeah.
I try not to exaggerate when I'm describing something lovely and beautiful and amazing. I'm like, it is as beautiful as I'm telling you, I swear.
Yeah. It was.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to experience that. I met somebody at tea yesterday, Stephanie from Cincinnati, who was like, we were at Maria's bar at the same time. She's like, oh my God, I watch your morning show, and guess what? I was telling my wife, we have to go to the Showgirl Awards. And my wife was like, well, it's up at the high school. And I said, no, it's not. It's at the Pilgrim House this week. And my wife said, well, how do you know that? And she said, because I watched that morning show.
Cute.
See?
You hear that, everyone? Watch our show.
We're doing God's work over here. Very important, informative work. People would have gone to the high school.
Yeah. And if you haven't yet, scoot over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe. There was another pageant this week.
There was?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
What was it?
It was the Mixed Fag Bash pageant this Wednesday. It's always the second to last Fag Bash where they do the pageant, and then the last one is kind of just like a fun towny dance party. I'm really excited for that next Wednesday at the Governor Bradford downstairs. But this week was Mixed Fag Bash. It was really incredible. It always, numbers for Mixed Fag Bash really run the gamut of from like kooky and wild to like really thought out and fun. But I do want to congratulate Jamie for their win as Mixed Fag Bash. It was really fun. I actually got to participate. I wasn't specifically competing, but my friend Rob Cromwell, Foxy Rob, he had a really fun number where he dressed up as a witch and then murdered 4 boys that represented different things. Like I was capitalism. And then it was capitalism, patriarchy, misogyny, and racism, and then he murdered us all into a pile of bloody boys on the floor. Yeah.
Or is there a video of that? I want to see that.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a video of
gotta
it,
be
but
one.
I
If you have
haven't
a
seen
video,
it.
if you have any
Yeah.
videos from the Mix Fag Bash pageant on Wednesday, we would love to see them. Maybe share them on the show.
The funny thing is he was like, "Don't worry, the other ones are gonna get blood on them, but you're not, because I'm gonna strangle you to kill you." And I was like, "Oh, great!" And then the area to perform was so small. We were all like, "And you die over here, and you die over here," when we were planning. And then I was like, "There was one spot to die, so I had to die on top of everyone." It was just like a little pile. And then the one person who went after me got his throat slit as part of the performance, and his bag of blood that he popped, it literally just landed on my butt. Just like a pile of blood on my butt. And I was
How
like,
many times
"Great."
has that happened to you?
So many. But so I was covered in blood for the entire night.
Yucky.
UV reactive fake blood.
Like glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
It was cute.
It was really cute.
Rob did a really incredible job, as did everyone else. Rob actually got second runner-up, so I was very proud of him.
Rob of Misguided Astrology, the
Exactly,
podcast.
exactly.
Please follow, subscribe, listen.
Yeah. He got second runner-up. First runner-up was Provincetown Brewing Company's very own Maddie. She did an incredibly impressive, like, burlesque number. Yeah. She danced. It was really fun. She blows my mind every time I see her perform. She competed in the Bearded Mistress pageant here, and she was incredible.
And if you know Jamie D'Souza, like I got to know Jamie when we were doing all of those political interviews and episodes of the show last spring.
He runs Plover.
He runs Plover, very community-minded, politically motivated, very involved in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also like really kind of like reserved and shy. So to see him really like performing and putting himself out there, I was like, that's Jamie?
Yeah.
Shy, quiet Jamie? Really, really
I wouldn't say
amazing.
he's shy. He's very like calm.
Calm.
Yeah. But his performance was truly incredible.
Gorgeous. Congratulations, Jamie.
Yeah. And that night is always so much fun. It feels just like community and everyone hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Korch was judging. Mona. Yeah. Mama
Mona on
Lee.
the mic, yeah.
Yeah, Mona was on the mic. Mackenzie, who won last year. It was really cute. If you missed it, be sure to check it out next year. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night I got to go to a show.
Which?
Well, I had dinner at Cafe Heaven, amazing as always, and then you could hear from Commercial Street, you could hear Kaya singing down the alleyway at the club. So I was like, oh, let's go listen to Kaya do one song before we go home. And we went down there and we're there for like an hour and a half. She's so good. I mean, aside from Kaya being incredibly mind-blowingly talented, Marilyn May, the 94-year-old cabaret legend who comes to town to do a show every summer, she must have just finished her run because she's still in town and she was sitting there and Kaya was like, who wants to hear Marilyn May do a couple of songs?
Literally everyone.
And she just got up there. Like, you never know who's going to pop up and do a song with the person that you came to see anyway. And so I scooted over. I was sitting outside where I couldn't get a good video. So I ran inside and sat at this table of 4 women and I was like, hi, I'm your new best friend. I'm going to record this. Do you mind? And they were like, well, who is that? And I was like, get out of here.
Yeah, on the behind all the music, all you can hear is the 4 women going, please go away, please leave, please.
Just listen to Marilyn. Don't listen to the voices behind the camera.
We're gonna do that later, though.
We are going to do that later?
Yeah.
What's happening now?
We're gonna continue talking about things. I have so many more topics.
Tell me all your topics.
Speaking of shows, there's going to be a really incredible show this evening. João Santos has an incredible show. I think we have his flyer up, maybe not. But unfortunately, this is just I would say that I'm promoting his show, but unfortunately, if you don't have tickets, you are SOL because it sold out. I think it's a little bit oversold. It sold out last night, as I fully expected. João has more fans than anyone in this town, I think. It's going to be a really, really, really incredible show tonight at the post office.
What time?
At 9 o'clock. Yeah.
So you can go to Paul Rizzo's show at the 411 Gallery and then go listen to João sing if you already have a ticket.
If you already have tickets, yeah. But definitely follow João on social media. You can see little clips of his performances and also see next time he posts about a show so you can get tickets earlier. Yeah.
Aren't you singing tonight?
Maybe, who knows?
So there's going to be some surprise guests at João's show too.
Yeah. Also, this if you were driving around town yesterday, or what was that, Wednesday?
It was Wednesday.
You might have been caught in a little bit of a traffic jam because there were road closures all over town due to filming for a movie. Did you remember what the movie's called? It's called
Bros.
Bros, and it is a gay rom-com starring Billy Eichner. I saw him around town a lot. He seemed like he was having a lot of fun. He comes to Provincetown every year. I think he was excited to be able to film in town. They did a little bit of filming at the Red Inn, which is really exciting, so I'll definitely be checking that movie out when it comes out so I can see my little stomping ground.
So last week on American Horror Story, they name dropped the Red Inn. Did you see that?
No, I watched the 3rd episode last night. I'm behind because I'm so busy.
So we were name dropped on Horror Story. Billy Eichner shot a scene at the Red Inn at 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday.
Wow.
So that the Red Inn will be in his movie as a set piece. And unfortunately, so I closed the bar on Tuesday night and Sean was like, make it look open because they're going to be shooting in here tomorrow. And I locked the building up the way I normally would. I was supposed to leave a couple of doors unlocked.
Oh.
And then they had to call Sean at 5:30 in the morning to let them into the building. And Sean was like, why didn't you leave it unlocked? And I was like,
why didn't we leave the restaurant unlocked?
Right, but like certain doors were supposed to be left
Right.
unlocked, but I mean,
Oh.
I just forgot.
I
You know,
didn't
like you
know
did
that
muscle
either.
memory. You're like walking around
Yeah.
doing all the parts of your job.
Right. Oh, that's
So
a bummer.
it is a bummer. So I would like to apologize to my direct supervisor, Sean Burke, for the fact that they had to call you and wake you up and drag you to the restaurant at 5:30 on Wednesday. But then when I was going to work Wednesday, you're coming down West Vine and then you want to turn right to go to work. The cops were like, you can't go this way. You have to turn left, turn right, and then turn right on Commercial.
You're like, that doesn't work.
I can't go there, but I can go around to there. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I do what they say, and then when I get to there, traffic is stopped because they're shooting something at the West End parking lot. And this guy, I'm sitting there fuming because I'm already late to work, which I never am, but I'm already late to work. And this guy comes and raps on the driver window, and I'm like, zzz. I'm like, what? And he's like, they're shooting a movie. I was like, I fucking know that, asshole. I still need to get to work.
That's like, people get so excited about shooting things in this town, and as much as I completely understand, I'm also like, I don't care.
Well, I had to go around, and come the wrong way on Commercial Street in a car.
Oh.
I know.
That is weird.
Just to get to work.
Oh.
And then I walk in, and Cooper was like, and I was like, it's Billy Eichner's fault.
Yeah.
It's literally
blame
Billy Eichner's
Billy.
fault.
Billy was in the street, and I couldn't get around him. You see? You go to do that?
I have a headache now.
What else happened? Local news. They announced a town-wide mandate for vaccination for town employees.
Oh.
I think if you aren't going to be vaccinated, they're requiring masks and weekly testing now.
And weekly testing.
Yeah, that was a concession I think they made.
So wait, we can get tested is it still up the high school?
I don't know.
No. Where is it happening?
Outer Cape. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's exciting. I think Joe Biden also announced a federal employee mandate of the same capacity, which is a step in the right direction. And I think here it's a little bit of preaching to the choir as we have an extremely high vaccination rate. I think it was Wellfleet that also had that, but they're like, we're already at 99, so it's very much just like trying to push those last few people to get it, which is great.
Do you know anybody that's gotten their booster shot yet?
A few people.
Yeah.
I think Thirsty posted that she got her third shot.
Yeah. So people are already ahead of the game here.
I haven't done the research about it, just meaning I don't.
Okay, Nicki Minaj.
Stop. But I don't know who's supposed to get a third booster. Do you know?
I don't know.
Is it everyone? Is it me? I don't know.
Do your research, Nikki.
I'll watch a YouTube video about it.
Or have your cousin tell you on Twitter what happened to her friend.
Also, there was the recall election in California, which didn't pass, which is great. Governor Newsom got about 70% of the vote, which is a good sign to see that people, I hope, are rejecting all of that a little.
Was everyone there with a lighter? Because that sounds like a landslide to me. I have a headache again.
Caitlyn Jenner, she got less than 1% and was somehow shocked by that.
She was?
Yeah. And shocked and angry. Bummer for her. Another thing that happened this week, it seems to be like the week of pageants, but Bushwick was this past weekend. Town's Sean Treadwell, I know, went to do some photography there, so we might be able to show you some really fun pictures coming up once he gets back into town and we get some of those pictures. But a friend of mine actually won Mixed Bushwig.
Really?
Yeah, Neon Calypso. They're a drag queen from Boston and New York. They kind of go back and forth. They are one of the most incredible performers I've ever seen, just entirely electrifying when they are on stage. So congratulations to Neon, really excited.
Did you take me to see her at Machine once?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, we did go, when we went to see the Sasha Velour show. Yeah, they hosted their night at Machine and we saw them and they were incredible.
Incredible.
High energy performing. So congratulations to Neon. Okay, that's all I got.
What about the Wash Ashore Music Festival?
Oh my God, the Wash Ashore Music Festival. So this coming up Indigenous Peoples Weekend, we have the Wash Ashore Festival.
The inaugural.
Yeah. It is a queer music festival located right here in Provincetown, sponsored by the Provincetown Brewing Company, Crown and Anchor, live from Provincetown, and also the Red Room, which is incredible. All those venues are going to be having performances all throughout the weekend. They've announced a few performers so far. I think Joe Santos is going to be performing.
Boy Radio.
The Dragon Sisters, who are really, really fun. They were also kind of stars of Bushwig. I know people were really excited about them, so we're really excited to have them here in town. They are going to be announcing the full lineup later today. And today is the last day to get discounted tickets. Sunday is the last day to get discounted tickets. So please be sure to pick up your tickets this weekend before the price goes up a little. And yeah.
3 days of music and
Yeah.
love and beauty.
Yeah.
October 8th through the 10th.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Project Valor?
Did you put up the promo for Wash Ashore, Jonathan? Yep. Does that have the art by James Cerny on it? Yep. It's really incredible. I follow him on Instagram, so I saw him post that, and I was like mind blown by it. I thought it was really amazing, and then to see that it's being used to promote Wash Ashore is super exciting. He's gonna DJ too.
James is?
That's exciting. Yeah. Let's do Marilyn's video now.
Is it time for Marilyn, Jonathan? Project Valor.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, Harry wants to talk about that later.
We had a full house. Where the hell are they now? We had full houses every night. And you were in couture? We were. We did. On my night off, we did couture. Because I believe in working. So, what a great... She's just... wonderful. She's just wonderful. You really sing your eyes and range, and it's just so much fun. But I want to do Georgia in her key.
Oh.
So what key is that? Just plain in intro. I recorded this. I have an album called May Sings Ray. And you would like it. Yeah, you would.
No, I literally liked it. Like, you know me too well.
I don't know.
I was the one who told me to volunteer. I know this show. That's so great.
The way you sip your tea.
Told me to.
The memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just beams. The way you sing off key. You haunt my dreams. They can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always, always keep the memory of love. The way you hold your knife. The way we danced till 3. You changed my life. They can't take that away from me. No, no, no. They can't take that away from me.
Let it.
Can you believe that?
No, I'm very jealous I was not there.
94. She's 94.
Damn.
She sings like she's 88. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Daniel Shevlin. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
We're always so grateful to singers who come and sing at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, you better be.
Not trying to jinx you or anything.
No, it's been a while since I've had to sing this early, so I'm really excited to do it.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And your Provincetown fans may remember you from Well Strong.
Uh-huh.
You guys had a great run here for a few years. You're not like broken up forever.
No, yeah, we're still together.
Yeah.
We just we're actually doing stuff later this winter, late fall.
Here?
I don't think here yet. Definitely in New York. But,
Fine,
and
whatever.
Some other random places, but yeah, I know. I have to remember how to get those gears going again. You know,
Right.
all those boys.
We loved all y'all together, but we're also so lucky to get everyone's individual solo show as well throughout
Yeah.
the summer. Yeah. And this is the premiere of your solo show here in Provincetown.
This is the premiere. Yeah.
Is it the premiere of your solo show, period, or just the premiere here in
Period.
Provincetown? No way.
Yeah, this
You're
is the
debuting it
first. Yeah, this is my first go of it. So.
That's really
Excellent.
exciting. Do you have other stops afterwards, or?
No, not
Okay.
yet. I mean, on the horizon.
We'll
but,
get there.
But nothing like, yes, here's the contract. You know. But,
What can we kind of expect from the show?
Other ideas. So I play the cello and I sing, as we've talked about.
Beautifully.
I'm also joined on stage by my good friend Lance Horn, and we are. He's playing piano for me. So it's, it's a cabaret style show where I'm talking about things and playing cello and singing and piano, and it's music and laughter and memories and all of that magic. I'm trying to think of other good buzzwords.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah.
Is Lance somebody that you've worked with a lot in the past?
Yeah, actually, we've known each other for a few years, and I've done a few projects together. So it's really cool to have him joining me on this. Yeah, it's been a good working project.
Totally.
When's opening night? Sorry.
It's actually tonight.
Ooh.
What time?
Now we're extra sorry for making you wake up this early.
It's fine. Tonight at 7:30 at the Art House.
Perfect.
Here in P-Town. But I also have another show tomorrow night at the same time. So
Awesome.
7:30
7:30 at your
7:30.
house.
Jinx.
How
Yes,
long
correct.
have you been coming to Provincetown to perform?
So the first time I was ever in Provincetown was in 2012, and that was when Well Strung was here.
Right.
That was our birth. So I've been coming pretty much every summer for at least some little bit, except for last year. Yeah, last year was the first time I wasn't here. So
Right.
technically the last time I've been in town was New Year's of 2020, and then 2020 happened.
then
and
everything happened.
And then the world changed. Yeah, so it's really nice to be back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Your show is called Versatile.
Yes.
What inspired that?
So I was thinking of trying to think of a good show title, and I wanted to do something that was a little tongue-in-cheek, a little punny, and I was thinking of some cello puns that I could use, and then I just hated all of them. I'm like, this sounds so bad, and then I. And then
There's
I was
always
just-
room for cello.
Yes, exactly. There was that
Silver platter.
cello,
Funny
God,
name.
it's me, or something, in that
Cello, it's me.
in that cello. So I then was trying to think what's something that's kind of clever but also describes what I do, and that's how I eventually landed on Versatile, because it really describes all my skills.
Could it also be called Versatile and Single?
Sure, yeah, it could be.
He's single,
Yeah.
is what I just learned.
That is correct.
Inquiring minds would like to know.
And
so y'all
single. Yeah, and versatile.
Perfect. This is your live Grinder profile right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Into question mark?
The,
No, we
the
won't
little
go there.
flame. Boop.
Yeah. I do feel like it's a love connection, kind of. If we need the wall, bachelor
Right.
number.
We're gonna bring him back for Mary Harry too.
Great. No, we played a very embarrassing dating show this last Valentine's Day for me.
That sounds fun.
Unfortunately, I did not find love.
He chose the lesbian in drag.
Yeah, great. That's the story of my life.
Can you tell us what you're gonna sing? No, don't tell them. We'll surprise them with the song.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I love that.
I did catch a little bit of your soundtrack, and I feel like it is a great morning show song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
I
applicable.
agree. I was kind of the mellowness and the. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by. We look forward to your performance later, and be sure to check him out tonight, and tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Art House.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
What do you? Oh, so we have some huge news for you. We told you last week about Project Valor Sailing, which is a brand new nonprofit whose mission is to take disabled veterans on sailing trips here
Also,
in town.
children
And
or
children,
kids.
yes.
Yeah.
But the gala event, the launch party for the nonprofit, is October 9th from 4 to 7. We want to remind everybody it's to benefit this program and sailing school, and it has evolved into a major happening.
It really is.
It really, I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger. This is going to be like one of the most fun events of the fall. There's going to be live music and pop-up performances, celebrity guests, and a Taste of Provincetown showcase for all performers wishing to drop in and hawk their shows that evening.
Yeah.
There's going to be a food festival with delicious platters from the town's finest restaurants with mini menus to steer dinner guests their way. Beer, courtesy of the Provincetown Brewing Company, of course.
Best beer in the world.
An open wine bar. Oh, you had me at open, honey. A full military honor guard at 4 p.m. featuring an official proclamation by our town crier, who we had on this show.
Stars on stars on stars.
And a stellar performance of our national anthem by the one and only Miss Kaya Cristal.
Yeah, she sang the national anthem at the Juneteenth event at the Monument, and second only to Whitney.
Yep.
Yeah.
And original new work by Tanasi himself is going to be raffled off. You guys buy your tickets, go to the projectvalorsailing.org website to find out more information about this incredible brand new event, which
And-
hopefully becomes an annual thing.
Yeah, and we'll be having more details as things roll along.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
what's going on?
Nice to see you.
We all have beards.
We do.
Yeah, 'tis the theme.
I love that. Where did you get that?
A store down the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Zach
Oren.
Oren.
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost said Posen.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for joining us this
Thanks for
morning.
having me.
Yeah. When did you get into Provincetown?
Monday? Monday, yeah.
And you've been setting up at the Cuss Gallery all week?
Yes, Curtis, who is the gallery owner, it's his gallery. He basically hung everything up. I'm not good with my hands as far as that. Like I would have holes in the wall if I did it. So I just stood there and I was like, that's crooked.
I just
That
imagine
one
you
you
like
take
legs crossed with a
And
cigarette.
everyone came in and was like, you did such a great job. And I was like, yeah.
Pointing.
So I pointed at stuff. But I took all the photos, so I was like, you can, yeah.
Yeah, you did-
he's lovely, yeah.
He's great to work with.
He's really amazing. He's been very generous with the space and just being like, you can have complete control. Tell me what, tell me how, tell me where, and yeah, it's been lovely.
Is this your first show at Cusp?
Yes, it's my first show in Provincetown. I had a couple exhibits for the series in LA. I just finished one in Delaware about
where?
a month ago in Rehoboth Beach, a small gallery. Yeah, I've been doing the series for 4 years, so year 2 I started kind of exhibiting it whenever I can. Shit's expensive
Yeah.
to frame and mat everything. Everyone's like, you should have more exhibits. I'm like, you are more than welcome to fund my series, and I will have one in every city in America. But yeah, it's been pretty awesome. We had a really nice reception last night.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it's there for 3 weeks till October 3rd. Galleries closed Mondays, Tuesdays, and then we have a nice. You guys were talking about Kaya, who I actually tried to photograph for the series the last 2 times I've been in Provincetown. She is going to be on the panel tomorrow at Mary Heaton Vor's house. It's open to the public. You have to RSVP, but there's going to be other works from the series showing. There's a few trans locals that are going to be on the panel. I just didn't want it to be this,
Three
like
guys with
3
beards
cis
talking.
white men being like, the trans narrative means this.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Well, that was kind of that was your inspiration for the show a little. It's called the Ides of Gender, and
Ides
it was
of Gender.
you, as from what I understand, you kind of wanted to learn through the creation of your art.
I wanted, as a queer artist, I wanted to celebrate something queer. I started the series 4 years ago. This was a few months after Trump was elected, and I know everybody was pissed, and it's like, and I was kind of done complaining about it, and I was like, what do we do? And I knew that I'm a photographer, so I knew I wanted it to be something queer. And I knew that I wasn't going to photograph cis gay white men, because as
There's plenty of
unique
that.
as that is, and as niche as that is, I'm like, trans communities like getting annihilated, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of representation, let alone positive representation. And so, 4 years ago I started. September 11th marked the 4-year anniversary of my photo series. I don't know where the camera is, but I couldn't even post it on Instagram because I couldn't be like, September 11th, this special day commemorating the trans community. I was like, fuck. So I put a different thing the next day. But I've been to 49 states so far.
Wow.
Photographed.
What's the
over
one you're missing?
Hawaii.
Okay.
I was going to go in July, but the governor asked people not to come. There's a water shortage in Maui. I just wanted to be respectful and not be that kind of tourist that's like, let me take your resources, let me photograph people. Good luck. So I'm going to wait till they okay that. 49 states, over 400 folks so far. Just last state that I did was Alaska. I got to photograph a 9-year-old girl.
Wow.
Her parents reached out to me. She actually came out as trans when she was 6. They're very supportive.
That's amazing.
I got to sit with her and interview her. We cried together. I told her about my bullying days and like that it does get better, and I tried to how do you tell a 9-year-old kid, like, I swear to God, if you could just trust me as another queer person, I swear it's just, you know, and she was crying and she was saying how, like, nobody lets her, like, sit with them and all that, and I was just connecting with her, and then the camera came out and she started, like, rolling around on the floor and became a 9-year-old, and I was like, you're just a fucking kid, you're this amazing, magical kid. And then, you know, she was doing this, like, thing, and I was like, no, Olivia, keep your eyes open. She was like, and I was like, no, but you don't have to, and she was like, and I was like, you're just this beautiful kid. Like, if everybody could see this kid roll around on the floor and be a kid, I have 434 stories like that. We don't have the time, but it's been like the most rewarding, validating, you know, as queer kids, we were all, you know, like, we all went through our shit, and just to see people, especially the trans community, like, all over. But, you know, when you go to Mississippi or Fargo, North Dakota, or like these, especially during that administration, most of the series was photographed during the Trump administration, and to see them so proudly, like, sit in front of you, stand, tell their stories, and just, like, it completely validates, like, my young queer, you know, all of that.
Right.
The kid that I didn't see growing up when I'm also an immigrant. I moved to the United States when I was 11 and I didn't speak English. And so I was, you know, we all have our intersectionalities, and every time somebody stands in front of my camera and so unapologetically, even if they're living in their car,
Right.
there's a pride, there's a certain, like, fuck you, especially during that administration. Every person standing there, one of my friends, when they came to my first exhibit in LA, were like, these are all really beautiful, just standing there. And this was during, Kavanaugh was sworn in that Saturday. That was my first exhibit. And all these people looking at this art, you know, it's us putting a drop in our bucket.
Yeah.
When Mitch McConnell is, like, taking buckets of water and putting it in his. It was just my little drop to be like, okay, well, we're going to represent our side, and hopefully the scale somehow tips. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I haven't had too much coffee, so I'm still like,
Every
if I'm
drop
rambling,
counts.
let me know. Every
Okay,
drop
great.
counts.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful, rich, vivid, expansive drop so far. I mean, I'm never going to be able to fully document their representation. But yeah.
I think it's really incredible because as cisgender gay men, I think as we gain privilege little by little as time moves forward, it's so important to kind of carry everyone along with us.
Absolutely. I was talking to my partner Mark over there, who's like, he's always crying at me doing anything. I swear to God, I fart, and he's like, I'm so proud of you. So yesterday he was just like, this is amazing. I was like, chill out.
We're trying to be cool. We're trying to be cool.
Be super cool. Butch it up. But I was talking to him about, you know, this comes up a lot. A lot of the people that I interview, at first it was a surprise. Now it's like, right. A lot of the transphobia that trans folks experience, and whether it's trans masculine folks or trans feminine folks, a lot of it is more and more coming from cis gay white men,
Right.
which is so depressing. Because you're like, don't you know how you got here? Don't you know why you're allowed to hold hands and get married?
Right.
Literal trans bodies, people died so you can be comfortable, safe.
Right.
And now we're like, you know, so many cis gay white men, and I'm putting white in there because it is very much, it's been popping up. For the most part, very, very supportive to the trans community, but you see more and more people receiving their privilege and looking at the trans community like they're dead weight. Well, now you're holding us back. It's like, well, this is the same group of folks that actually held you up on their shoulders, and now you're like, we got it, thanks.
Right.
And it's like, are you fucking kidding? No way. So that's been a surprise, but at the same time, it's nice to be in a place like Provincetown that is predominantly gay, cis, white men, just receiving it's been received with so much love. The magazine did a story on it. I was interviewed with a newspaper with Howard. Everybody has been so like, we know we have so much to learn. We know we have to get this out there. So I'm not like shitting on cis gay white men, but it's just, you know, around the country. And I think for them it's also safety, you know, it's being like, I don't want to associate with that because I don't want to be taken back. And I get that there's fear, but you also have to remember your queer history, because you can't have queer liberation without trans liberation. That's just fact. That's not even a question mark. So yeah, they help. I mean, they make me feel seen. Me making them feel seen is completely, it's selfish, really. Like I get to travel, photograph, and meet complete strangers. That's all I've ever wanted to do since I was a kid. When I used to steal my mom's camera at 12 years old. And she'd go to Costco 2 months later with the rolls of film and like be like, who the fuck took 24 photos of a tree? I'm like, I had to get every angle. You don't get my vision. And she's like, Zach, I'm a single mom. Take 3 photos of the tree and we're done. And so every person that I photograph, like I see that little kid with it means everything. He's fucking contagious. Now I'm getting teary-eyed. No, I can't. I mean, how do you tell strangers that like a 4-year journey with all? How do you? I can't convey the feeling of gratitude and reward and like it's been like magic. There's no words. I'm ESL anyway, but there's no words.
What is your primary language?
Pig Latin, Hebrew. I'm from Israel. You're like, get the fuck. You're like,
Thank you so much for coming.
You're like, thank you.
I believe the pig part.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Piggish. But only on the weekends. And I'm so excited that on Wednesday, too much? I haven't had coffee.
No.
And I'm so excited that Fag Bash is happening on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We missed it last time when we were here, so I'm glad that we're going to catch the last one. It's always like really, really good vibes.
It is
and also
really
very
good vibes.
inclusive, and the music is always on point, so I'm excited.
Yeah. And the last one's extra magical always.
Yeah.
Save me a dance on Wednesday.
Save you a dance?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And go check out Zach's show at the Cuss Gallery. It's there for a couple of weeks. You're gonna probably cry. You got me, okay? I
Did
teared
I?
up. Yeah.
Hell yeah, you should
away.
come
Look
look at the
away.
portraits. Tell me when to get off the thing.
Thank you so much for your time.
It's my absolute pleasure.
really
Thank you for
nice to
having
meet
me.
you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. We'll see you around.
Fist bump. Can I boom boom?
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
fine.
You go now.
Thank you.
Oh, just kidding. They're saying stay.
Oh wait.
Stay?
What? No.
I'm going.
Mark. We're going to show you a cute little video that we shot with Paul Rizzo yesterday. It's so fun to go into the artist studio like the day before they put everything in the gallery. So I got a sneak peek, and I mean, don't be mad, but there might be a red dot on something already.
I'm mad.
I know. If you had gone to the shoot, you could have been like, I'm buying that one,
I
and Paul would
know.
have loved you for it.
I really wish.
Yeah,
I
I
would've.
know.
Yeah.
Don't you have a Rizzo in your house?
I do.
This was our first
My
one.
first big boy art purchase was a Rizzo.
It was so fun to have Peter as a cameraman because he's like, Paul, I hate to be that person, but can I buy that like before you show it to anyone tomorrow? Like we really want to have a Paul Rizzo in our. Like Peter was like fanboyed out on Paul.
Isn't that nice to have like one red dot when you put up the show?
There's more than one red dot.
Oh yeah.
Not from me.
Oh okay.
I'm just saying if there is more. Congratulations, Paul. You're nailing it. Everything that you do is so beautiful. I love you so much. Are you ready to show them the video, Jonathan? Here's our
Perfect.
little chat with Paul Rizzo. Good morning, everybody. I'm lucky enough to get a studio visit with local artist Paul Rizzo the night before his opening at the 411 Gallery. Paul, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. So what's the name of your show tomorrow?
Oh, well, I tried not to make it a run-on sentence like I usually do, but then I realized I am a run-on sentence, so I'm not sure how to relax. Obsessions and Other Rainbows, loud disco music.
And what time is the show?
7 to 9.
At the 411 Gallery.
Yep.
And how long have you been working with them over there?
Losing track, but at least 3 years probably. Basically when I moved back from New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what inspires you the most? Obviously rainbows and bright colors, but like where do you draw your artistic inspiration from?
A lot of different things. I know when I was in school, one teacher was telling me it'd be a lot easier if I like narrowed my focus to one thing, but I felt like I just couldn't actually do that. Yeah, and so whenever I feel like I'm trying to work in one of the other directions I end up going back to the rainbows even when I'm not trying to.
Are there any other media that you're working in?
I love collage, acrylic wash, ink. Yeah, I love like gluing things. But yeah, doing portraits of houses, using text and still life and portraiture, 70s porn, obviously.
Paul, what is it about that era that so captivates you?
The mirror?
That era.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea, but it started making me sort of maybe believe in reincarnation because like I've been obsessed for so long. But I don't know like where that comes from. Really inspired by this old comic book cover lately because I'm imagining like two kind of clone guys, and they're both like using X-ray vision and looking at like hairy chests and dicks. Except this would be neon pink and neon blue.
I love it.
So, but I don't know when that's gonna happen.
I know you said some of these are unfinished and you've been working on a few of them for a few years. How do you know when something's done?
That's a really hard question to ask. Sometimes it's obvious, and then sometimes I need to like forget about it, come back to it. Sometimes it helps to have a friend, like a second opinion, because sometimes it can drive me crazy and I can like I need to be like taken out of my hands. That yeah, it varies a lot. Sometimes I'll make a piece in 3 hours, and sometimes it's over a course of 5 years.
Are any of the self-portraits going to be in the show tomorrow?
This was in the gallery show for the self-portrait show, so I don't know that this one is. I have a small self-portrait that's already there. Yeah, and that portrait of Judy is probably going to be in the second week of the show.
Cute. So it's up for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And you're going to move
Just under
things
2 weeks.
in and out?
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
So tomorrow at the 411 Gallery from
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
And then it'll be up for just under 2 weeks.
Yeah, go say hi to Paul and buy some art, you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. So you guys can check out Paul Rizzo's opening tonight at the 411 Gallery from 7 to 9. Thanks for laughing at that, Mark. And now, a beautiful performance by Daniel and Lance. Gentlemen, please take it away.
Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure, or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic in your sighs? Will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight, with words unspoken, you say that I'm the only one. But will the spell be broken when the night meets the morning sun? I'd like to know if your love is a love I can be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still tomorrow, will you still love me? Will you still love me? Will you still
That was
Yes.
incredible and
The
gorgeous.
answer is yes.
Yeah, they will.
We will.
Don't worry
we
about
will
it.
still love you
Yeah.
tomorrow. I gotta tell you, Well Strong is the only show I ever went to in Provincetown where I threw my underwear on the stage.
Did you bring 4 pairs?
Jonathan. We want to thank all of our guests today. This is a really special show for us. Thank you so much for your time, Zach, Paul, Daniel, Lance, and we want to thank our sponsors as well.
Yeah. The Red Inn, Be Well Cannabis, the Adam Howard Gallery.
Project ValorSailing.org,
Yeah.
Cafe Heaven,
Yeah.
and thank you, our friends, family, and viewers,
Yeah.
for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Good morning, everybody.